So, as of this moment, the minute that this video goes live on YouTube, it will be exactly 13 days, 19 hours, and 0 minutes until the beginning of Playlist Live 2014 in Orlando, Florida. I'm going this year. Playlist Live is a huge event. It's a 3-day gathering of fans, creators, and supporters of online video. It's a big deal. It's a great opportunity to make new friends, to make connections with people, and of course, I am freaking out, man! Hello friends, welcome to Mr. Snail's Wild Ride. I am Mr. Snayl, and the wild ride is my life so far. I don't travel well, and as a person on the autism spectrum, that's a given. In fact, I did a whole episode about that, and if you click right here, you can watch that first. It's okay, I can wait. Okay. Well, in any event, I'm going to try to overplan as much as possible. I'm going to take plenty of chargers, extra batteries, earplugs, medication, snacks, gum, tons and tons of lip balm, lozenges, hand sanitizer, sunblock, moisturizer, and on and on and on. I have a huge checklist compiled from multiple sources. We also plan to arrive 2 days in advance in the hope that that will give me enough time to recharge as much as possible. And I'm trying to mentally prepare myself from the get-go, not so much worried about whether or not I'm going to miss something, but I'm going to be strategic about choosing what it is that I'm going to miss. Fortunately for me, business day is before all the other stuff. That's programming dedicated to industry surrounding YouTube and online video. Industry pros hold these panels and workshops and discuss what's going on. They answer questions and offer advice and so forth. What I'm most concerned about, though, are the celebrity meetups that happen sporadically throughout the rest of the weekend. I always get nervous about stuff like that. And 99% of the time, I just white out, and things never go the way I'd planned or rehearsed or hope or would even want. And I don't remember much of it at all. About a year ago, I attended a small meetup with one of my YouTube heroes. And I totally failed to have any kind of casual exchange with them, which threw me into a severe depression. Which is kind of ironic, because I'm not just a fan of this person. I mean, I know everybody says that, but they've had a very pivotal and positive impact on my life in a way that I can and yet can't articulate. I don't even fully understand it. I know that sounds goofy. Anyway, I got so distressed that I couldn't even have a normal human kind of exchange with them. I mean, let alone express what I felt in my heart about them. And so Playlist is sort of an opportunity for a second chance, and yet realistically, no chance, since anyone could argue that I presently lack enough patience or practice to do that sort of thing. In the past, first meetings with anybody have always gone pretty badly for me. You know, my comments are usually these peculiar remarks, even though I don't choose them that way. And if I suppress my natural comments, then I'm left with nothing to say, and so I resort to these awkward behaviors instead, like trimming my cuticles with a pocket knife or something. Of course, the passage of time has just compounded my desire for this particular meetup at Playlist to go well, and of course it has also compounded my anxiety around the whole thing. However, I am very fortunate in that my wife is going with me. She generously offered to speak on my behalf, if necessary. Now, this is an experiment. We'll see how it goes. A lot of times in my videos, I talk about something I'm going to try in order to cope with some sort of difficult situation. Now, I want to remind everyone that these are just experiments that I'm trying. They're not perfect solutions, and they're certainly not necessarily answers. And even if they do work for me, they may not work for anyone else. I realize that I often forget to report on how things went or follow up in any way, and I'm going to try to do better about that. Generally, I think that the key is to just look at all of your resources, time, money, the tools that you have at hand, whether it's books or any source of information like the internet or even the people around you, and just try to determine whatever option it is that feels right for you. Now, we decided that since my wife was going to be there and is more or less available, that she could be my proxy. Now, that might wind up feeling horrible or embarrassing. We'll never want to do that again. Or Perhaps once she starts talking, it might feel sort of like an icebreaker, and then I'll be more comfortable saying something. We'll see when the time comes. One way or another, though, VidCon is in June, about 2 months later, and it'll be an opportunity to test my ability to cope based on some of our experiences at Playlist. Whatever things worked and whatever didn't. But in the meantime, if there's anybody out there that has had any success stories from similar situations, any kind of convention, weekend gathering kind of thing, and you have any recommendations, especially if there are any Spectrumites that have been to any conventions or even to Playlist or VidCon, please share those recommendations or experiences in the comments below. Also, I'm going to try to vlog during the Playlist Live weekend. I can't make any guarantees right now about how that will go or when those videos might go up or whatever. I can guarantee that I will be tweeting ridiculously during that whole weekend regardless. So be sure to follow me on Twitter at Mr_Snayl if you want to follow the blow-by-blow there. And next week I'm going to show you how I'm going to pack for this trip, so be sure to subscribe. You won't want to miss that craziness. Thanks for tuning in. I did a whole episode about that. If you click I did a whole episode about that, and if you click right here, you can watch that first. Oh, I don't want to point over there. There's nothing over there. Just so that I can recoup and refresh and regenerate as much as possible. Regenerate. I'm going to grow any limbs that I lose on the flight over, which is before everything else. That's where it's programming dedicated to industry professionals. No, stop. What's with the professionals? This is tough. This is a mouthful. This is a mouthful. Answer questions and offer advice. Boy, does that sound dry. What I'm most concerned about, though, are the celebrity meetups that happen. Lots of lip!